The support is furnished by Genuine. Yes, Fletch's 49ers won 48-27 last night. Brock Purdy putting on a show with 295 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. The NFL Christmas slate gets going on Thursday. On Christmas Day, you got the Chiefs hosting the Denver Broncos at night, Cowboys in Washington taking on the Commanders early on the day, and the Lions and the Vikings in the afternoon. The support has been furnished by Genuine.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
Not like other guys.
Where are we going in sports?
Sound off like you got there.
Well, at last, the NFL playoff picture is clearer.
Herbert hands to Hampton. Hampton walks into the end zone. Touchdown. Chargers. Throws back in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Carolina. Trevor takes it. Runs to the right. Runs it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Or maybe not.
Touchdown. Jalen Warren. Another 45-yard touchdown for a Pittsburgh Steelers score.
It was 49ers Colts to finish the NFL weekend.
Throws it in near pylon, and it's caught by McCaffrey. Touchdown, 49ers.
The Aztecs get healthy on a Monday afternoon on the Mesa.
Ahead for Davis. Now Compton, look out. Pharaoh Compton, another slam. He's got 15, a career high.
The college football playoff is underway with 2 classics.
Alabama, a winner over the Sooners in Norman.
Miami wins their first ever college football playoff game on the road.
We won't talk about the other 2. Plus,
Anthony Joshua, less than 8.5 fight time minutes.
It's not like, the worst thing in the world.
Marcel Reed, quarterback for Texas A&M, more than 36.5 rush yards.
Not a chance in hell.
Trinidad Chambliss, more than 287.5 pass yards, quarterback for Ole Miss.
Do not worry.
Justin Herbert, less than 245.5 pass yards for the Chargers.
I think it's a lot worse in America.
And Lamar Jackson, more than 249.5.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
a busy weekend to react to. We look at it all from the studios of San Diego Sports 760 inside the Fletch Zone.
Oh, it's good to be home. What's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas. How about that?
Merry Christmas.
A beautiful Tuesday, a rainy Tuesday here in San Diego. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long live with you for our only day this week where we get to do a full show. Yesterday, preempted by the Aztecs' big win over Whittier. The next few days, some time off to be with family and loved ones like I'm sure all of you are doing. So today's all we got. We got 2 hours to make this thing count. Sammy, we better get it done over the next couple of hours here. And you are welcome to join along for the ride on YouTube. We have a very Christmas-friendly stream up today. So jump in at San Diego Sports 760 on X at Fletch and Sammy. The text line wide open, and we need your help today. What is going on the TV tonight? We're taking sports off the table for tonight. Sammy, we're watching Christmas movies.
We got to get in the spirit.
Is it Die Hard? Is it A Charlie Brown Christmas? Is it Rudolph? Is it, what's the...
A little Home Alone?
What's the one with the leg lamp? Christmas Story?
Christmas Story, Fred Claus.
Christmas Story starring Sammy Long.
Yeah, I actually, true story, have been stopped on many occasions, especially when I was younger and had a bowl cut. People swear that I am Ralphie from A Christmas Story, and I usually just go with it. And if they don't know that the movie came out in 1983, and, you know, I would probably be like 60 by now, but you know what? We got to go with it.
You should use that next time you're trying to get a girl's number. You should say, you know, I did have a career as a child actor, and just pull up a picture.
I was a child star.
Oh, my God, that was you?
Oh, my God. You were so cute back then.
Wow. And look at you now. Just look at him now.
It all went downhill.
So we do have a very busy show today. We're going to start with, for my money, the best NFL weekend of the entire season. Am I wrong in saying that, Sammy?
I think it's fair.
The games that we had this weekend were pure insanity, with the Denver Broncos looking human, the Chicago Bears rolling, the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night getting that big win over the Rams. It felt like the world was coming into view for the NFL, and it kind of is, because now there are 2 playoff spots left, one in the AFC, one in the NFC. And do we all realize there are 8 teams competing for those 2 playoff spots? This is where the NFL wins. The final couple of weeks in the season, when they matter, which these do, because there's still seeding to figure out. Both 1 seeds are still on the board. So when you look at what the NFL has over the next 2 weeks, 8 teams competing for 2 final postseason spots. 5 or 6 teams competing for the 2 1 seeds. This is about as good as it could possibly get. in what's in store, which I believe is going to be a fantastic NFL postseason with how even the entire league feels right now. But Sammy, your reaction to the Denver Broncos, because you've been on this for a while, finally looking human this past weekend.
Well, I think the not the luck ran out because they're obviously still a top seed in the AFC, but you saw what happened when, Trevor Lawrence outplayed Bo Nix. And I'm not trying to be a hater of the Denver Broncos, but at some point, let's look at a lot of their games this year. They had comebacks in a lot of games. We talk about the Chiefs from a year ago, and look what happened. You saw massive aggression. They won, 11 one-score games, 10 one-score games. I forget the exact number. And then look what happened this year. They lost all of those games. They were 1-7 in one-score games. You come back on the Giants. You come back on Washington. Should have lost that game probably if it doesn't get tipped. And I credit the Broncos for winning those games, but look what happened when Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville, who, by the way, has probably been the quietest AFC playoff team so far. I just feel like people haven't really given them respect.
Jacksonville looks fantastic.
They look fantastic. And Trevor Lawrence made big plays against arguably the best defense in the league on the road. They kept talking about on the broadcast how it was a deafening yell from the crowd. And, Bo Nix choked a couple times through that interception on 4th and 3 toward the end of the game. At some point, you can't just keep pulling off these miraculous comebacks. And Trevor Lawrence kind of showed that maturity that I think people have been waiting for. Like when he came out, him and Herbert, I feel like have had similar careers. They come out hair on fire, kind of have a dip in year 2 and year 3. People forget about them. And now all of a sudden, both are back in the playoff picture looking to do some more. So I thought that Trevor Lawrence and the Jags were extremely impressive over the weekend.
And then we had some other incredible games too. And I also look back at the Broncos season, like the win over the Jets overseas was an ugly win. The win over the Raiders just a few weeks ago, I think that was a 10-7 game, was an ugly win. So Denver, they credit them for the record that they've gotten up to this point. They're a playoff team this year, but they have been falling down my list, especially this week. All right, Sunday Night Football I thought was a fantastic game that ended in a bizarre way, but the Patriots win 28-24, and the Ravens, who simply, with Lamar Jackson as their quarterback, don't lose in the month of December over his time as a starting quarterback. They got a little bit embarrassed because you look at what happened at the end of the game, and this is back-to-back years now, and when some of the biggest important moments happen in the Ravens season, why the hell is Mark Andrews just giving the football to the other team? That play was bizarre. I still don't exactly know what was happening, but was he trying to lateral it? I don't understand.
That was ridiculous. And to the point that I think the even more egregious one, you're up 11. Your star quarterback's out, one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Derrick Henry's on your team and he doesn't get a carry.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's Keaton Mitchell time.
Like that's when it's like, if you're down 11, I get because Derrick Henry doesn't have the receiving ability. Maybe he's not playing. You're up 11 points. Run the clock out, run the ball out at home. That was a coaching malpractice Sunday night with John Harbaugh.
And then our buddy Rich is jumping on YouTube and he said,
here we go.
Fletch is showing class by not making Purdy's 5-touchdown night the lead story of the show today. We're getting to that, Rich, and thank you for asking about that. I actually missed the game. What happened last night, Sammy? Was that a good football game? Was it the 49ers and the Colts? Was that who was playing last night?
Yeah, no, it was most points in the first half since Chiefs Rams back in the day.
Ball.
Oh, see, this is okay. So there, a little behind the scenes. There was some question whether we were going to do a show today because there's only one show this week and we didn't know if we were going to be on or not. And we were like, we want to do the show, both of us. And I was like, all right, this is Monday afternoon. I'm like, it's your funeral when Phillip Rivers walks in and beats the Niners. It's going to be a really fun show for me and all the listeners.
Never worried about that for a second.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And I listen.
I didn't even know there was a game on last night. I must have missed it.
I'm going to give your boys credit. You know I'm fair. Brock Purdy showed a lot of poise on the road. DeForest Buckner back in the lineup, and the Colts needing to win that game. And then the Colts kind of coming out firing early. The offense is unbelievable with 48 points. I mean, you're talking about Super Bowl is crazy to me.
Super Bowl.
Just because now, what I'm really looking forward to, Fletch, and I don't know about you,
Super Bowl,
is Sunday Night Football. There's a player that you've talked a lot of smack about this year, and his name is Caleb Williams.
I know. I'm actually so nervous for that game. It's funny. Like everybody starts talking about the Seahawks-Niners game in the final week of the season. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of obnoxious Niners fans, even more so than I am. And we were talking on the phone last night during the game when the Niners kind of had it in hand. And everyone was talking about that Seahawks-Niners game in the final week of the season. And I'm like, can we not just look past the Chicago Bears, who all of a sudden are on absolute fire?
Okay, so
Ben Johnson's drawing up the best plays in the NFL.
How did you feel about last night?
I felt great. What are you talking about? I felt amazing about last night.
So you, I want to get it on record now.
Let me tell you why I feel great. Look at what Indianapolis, their defense, did to the Seattle Seahawks a week ago.
Yeah.
The Seahawks looked like they couldn't move the football. The Niners didn't pump once last night. Brock Purdy was on fire. I look at the Niners as a team that's getting hot at the right time, and it feels like everything's starting to click. Now, it's like they're one major injury away from everything going down the drain again, whether it's McCaffrey, whether it's Kittle, whether it's Trent Williams. If any of those three guys go down or Brock Purdy go down, all of a sudden, season's over.
Well, it's okay at Purdy. You got Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is pretty sick, too. I love the Mac attack. But, like, you do look at they are one injury away from, but that's like every NFL team now. So as long as they're rolling like this, getting hot at the right time, yeah, Super Bowl. In fact, I tripled down on my bet yesterday.
Oh, God. How much did you bet on the Niners win the Super Bowl?
Initially $50. That was back in, like, week 3 or week 4, right before Brock Purdy got hurt. And then yesterday, I put another 90 on him before the game. So I'm up to like $140.
I hope you already bought your family in Long Beach presents.
Oh yeah,
because
presents are paid for.
Presents are already paid for. So this is just potential added money, that donations to the casino.
This was some extra money in the account, if I'm being honest. That I was like, well, I'm not doing anything with this. Going on the Niners to win the Super Bowl, 25 hundo if they win it. By the way,
guys, let them get excited. This is a big day for all of us, because this is
Super Bowl.
We want expectations. It's not fun when we want to hear about injuries and they suck, and it's no. Expectations are on the horizon.
Man, it's a bad day to be a Chiefs quarterback. I'm honestly sorry. Like, I'm not trying to do anything here, but it's like the second you start playing quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, your ACL is in danger.
Sunday was a tough watch. One of the worst.
You're happy about it. Like, you want them to lose.
No, yeah, I'm not sitting here sad. Like, it's better for the Chiefs that they lost. Now, watching that game, it was making me nauseous. I don't know what the hell that was. That was not football that was played by the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, but the injury report is telling you that they were not trying very hard to win that game.
Can we be honest about maybe the one area where the NFL is a little bit broken this year? Like, the Titans didn't look good against the Kansas City Chiefs, who were putting out their B team, like C team, maybe, for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs still hung with them for at least a little bit of that game. I know it ended up being, what was it, 26-9?
26-9, yeah.
I know that the final score wasn't that close, but it was kind of close throughout.
Well, the funniest thing is
Chiefs are on their third quarterback, none of their receivers, defense decimated. Still hung with the Tennessee Titans.
Well, and the funniest thing is the Titans are like I understand Cam Ward. He has no incentive for getting a top pick. He doesn't want them to draft Mendoza and to replace him. But they're like flexing and everything, and you can see Titans fans in the crowd like, no, we want to lose the game. We don't want to win. This is like the Tank Bowl.
God, it was every once in a while Scott Hansen would flip back to that game on Red Zone, which I was watching, to be like, oh, what's going on here? Who are these guys on the Chiefs? People we've never heard of before.
Shout out to Chris Aludican.
Yeah, first African-born player to start a quarterback in the NFL. I think I have that right.
Oh, Thursday night, yeah, against Denver.
Yeah, that's
big. By the way, not Turkey Day.
Can we talk about how bad the Christmas games are?
As I was getting to Christmas, awful. I was talking with someone about this yesterday.
Stranger Things marathon instead of NFL.
I don't know why. I've always said this in terms of holiday games. I think they should do this with Thanksgiving as well. You should wait until, and I get they go travel schedules and we have to book in advance. That's fine and all. Wait till 2 weeks before to schedule the 3 best games. Yes, maybe there's an injury in between there. Maybe there's something that happens where the game ends up not being great. But like Chargers-Texans should be the Christmas night game.
Yes.
Like, you should have waited. The NFL should have waited till 2 weeks before, because I mean, you have Chris Aludican, Josh Johnson starting for the Commanders.
And hey, San Diego Fleet legend Josh Johnson. Don't you talk bad. I ran the board for those games. We love the San Diego Fleet and the AAF. I don't think John Schaefer and Rich Orberger got paid once for the call of those games.
It was
Josh Johnson. Definitely
it ran hot while it lasted.
It ran for about 8 weeks and then it crashed and burned. All right, we're going to take a break here. It's our Christmas extravaganza. If there's one movie going on the TV tonight, what is it? Text us 70470. Start your message with team. We'll shout out everybody who's jumping in on today's show.
Yeah, put your name on there too. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
It's San Diego Sports 760. We're going to do a big 3 on the other side. Stay tuned. San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher's Sammy Long here the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve. We got a bunch of comments on YouTube here. Lori saying, can't wait till Christmas Day for Stranger Things Marathon.
Yeah, Lori.
Also love your guys' Christmas decorations. Lori, check this out. I'm going to switch them up here. I got a little beach snowman. How about that?
Oh, there we go. I like that. It's a little San Diego vibe going on.
You got a little gingerbread man.
Oh,
Got a little happy holidays.
That's classy. Little happy holidays in the corner.
I really like the candy canes, though. I think that's what we're going with. If you want to check them out, YouTube at San Diego Sports 760.
Lori, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Lori. We appreciate you each and every day. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Sir Will says, looking forward to watching Marty Supreme in theaters starring Timothée Chalamet this Christmas weekend. Tons of positive reviews. I have not heard of that movie.
I heard, it looks great. Yeah,
what's it about?
Isn't he like he's like a ping pong player or something? But it's like it sounds crazy. But I might get this wrong. Please, Sir Will, help me out on here if I'm getting this wrong. But I believe he's like a ping pong player. And I saw the trailer. He's like running away from people. It's a great cast, and Chalamet's a great actor. So definitely checking that out.
He is good. Underrated movie, by the way. Balls of Fury. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've never seen that movie.
Christopher Walken's in it. The guy that kind of looks like Jack Black, but isn't Jack Black is in it. It's hilarious. It's a ping pong movie. John says, whoa, got the stream looking like a Christmas card. Bang, bang, Niner gang rolling through in the cut. Uncle Phil looked more than serviceable throwing for 277. Philip Rivers did look good yesterday. I was actually made me very, very nervous in the first half how good Philip Rivers looked. But eventually the Niners were just too much for anyone to overcome.
I was impressed that like his deep ball wasn't fully back, but he did take some shots.
How about the first play of the game?
I know.
Deep shot. He underthrew it by about 5 yards, but credit to them for having the stones to go for that. All right. Text line 760. Any Zach Bryan tickets today? Funny you should ask 760. No. We don't have any Zach Bryan tickets.
Unfortunately, no. All our Christmas presents have ran out.
760. I can't imagine this is a real question, but says, is it Jim Russell or John Schaefer that does play-by-play for Aztec basketball? Whoever it was sounded great yesterday. On
Jim
the call.
Russell.
No, that would be John Schaefer. I do the pregame show. Sammy does like half the pregame shows with me when we're outside of Viejas Arena. But John Schaefer does the call of the game, and he is fantastic at it, man. It's rare talent we got in John Schaefer.
Definitely.
And Jim Russell's leaving us.
I know they had the big
announcement, Sammy.
It was sad. I thought it was going to be a fun thing.
So did I.
But we in all seriousness, we mess with Jim a lot. We love Jim and wish him nothing but the best in Philly.
Traitor. You're not allowed to be a Niner fan anymore, Jim. Well, that's what I'm saying.
First off, we'll get Jim Russell on the show here in a month or two because I want to know. Because his wife's a diehard Eagles fan, and
his wife's family has like season tickets. He's going to be at all the games at the Link.
He, by the way, Jim would be that. I know he's not here to defend himself anymore.
Total traitor mentality.
But he would be that guy that would wear opposing teams.
I'm pretty sure he's done
for
it.
His girl.
I'm pretty sure he's done it. I'm pretty sure he went to an Eagles game wearing an Eagles jersey. Text line, help me out here, but I'm pretty sure I have that right.
That's just losing all respect for yourself.
858 says they're watching Nightmare on Elm Street tonight. Obviously, a very family-friendly Christmas movie. Good call.
Ben saying that. 858. 858. Tyson saying Four Christmases is underrated. That's a good one with Vince Vaughn or Reese Witherspoon.
I don't know that I've seen that.
That's a good movie. It's a little rom-com. It's
pretty much anything with Vince Vaughn I'm all the way in on, but I don't know that I've seen that.
It's a good film. You know what I watched that Oh What Fun last night, the one on Amazon Prime.
Who's in that?
It's Michelle Pfeiffer, Dennis Leary, and that kid with that movie with Paul Giamatti where he has to stay at the not the orphanage.
Wait, Dennis Leary Christmas movie, isn't that The Ref?
No, it just dropped on
Kevin
Amazon
Spacey?
Prime. It's called Oh What Fun. It's like number one right now. It was all right. It was good.
858 says National Lampoon Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase is goated. That is maybe not just,
of course,
Christmas movie goated. That is,
it's an all-timer,
pure comedy legend. And in fact, we have a little Chevy Chase for you here on Christmas Eve.
Happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey he is. Hallelujah! Holy where's the Tylenol?
That was actually Sammy Long, direct audio from his house after the Chiefs lost another game, talking about Andy Reid.
Yeah, it's no, not talking about Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please stop. No, not our GOAT, Coach Reid. But you know what's great about National Lampoon's? Always great for the family. Just set that one down. The best thing about movies like A Christmas Story and National Lampoon's is when your family, so your extended family that's all staying with you, and I'm sure everyone in San Diego is picking them up from the airport right now, or maybe you're listening to us from another state, you're on the road. When they start to annoy you, you just put one of the movies on
and drink.
Alcohol
Heavily.
solves all problems.
So my mom hates Christmas Vacation. I think it's one of her least favorite movies ever created. She thinks Chevy Chase is wildly annoying in that movie.
Is it
everyone else in my family loves that movie? And like it's going on Christmas at some point.
Is it a she doesn't like Chevy Chase personally, or is it
she just doesn't like that movie?
Okay.
Like she loves Fletch. Have you seen Fletch?
I haven't seen Fletch.
It's fantastic. Okay. He's a detective. It's hijinks. It's honestly very similar to that, but it's like him in Christmas Vacation. She can't stand. I think it's like the funniest movie ever.
National Lampoon's is a classic.
All right. 619 Christmas Vacation is not only the best Christmas movie, but it's one of the best comedies of all time, period. Mm-hmm. I don't know how this happiest movie is so overlooked. Hallelujah. Holy S. SoCal Jayhawks.
SoCal.
Where's the Tylenol? Honestly, underrated in Christmas Vacation, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character.
She's fantastic.
The neighbor next door who's just pissed off the whole time. Everyone talks about Uncle Eddie and how great he is. Clark, it's fall.
And
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is hilarious in that movie.
We would love to hear the hottest debate in all of Christmas season.
How hot is Julia Louis? Wait, what?
Well, yes.
Very.
The answer is yes and very and yes. But 70470, start your message with team, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Of course it's a Christmas movie.
Obviously
it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie that you can watch in summer if you so choose.
The whole thing takes place around Christmas Eve.
Right. They play Christmas in Hollis.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's on Christmas Eve. Nakatomi Plaza, Los Angeles, 2 hours up north.
And somehow Carl Winslow is the police officer in that too. Never really understood how, but
yeah, he
went from Family Matters to Die Hard just like that. Same exact character. But
Hans Gruber might be the greatest villain of all time.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
God, that actor's good. But yeah, Die Hard Christmas movie, absolutely. Because much like on Christmas, you're forced to walk around on glass without shoes on.
Yes.
That's part of Christmas.
It's like when Aunt Joni shows up.
So ultimately, if you took anything away from this, drink heavily to avoid your family members this Christmas season. Merry Christmas to everybody. All right. We didn't do anything we were going to do just now, but
we're actually going to get to sports in the next segment. It's just a fun Christmas show.
Please do keep that going because this is fun.
Yeah.
Coming up next though, we got like 5 stories we're going to rapid fire through that because we didn't have a show yesterday. We don't have a show the rest of the week. So we're going to go Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. The Aztec lost to number 1 Arizona and then the 121-point effort they put out yesterday. The bowl game coming up this weekend. A couple of big names returning for San Diego State football. And of course, the NFL postseason. 2 spots remain. 8 teams fighting for them. Let's get into it all on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app.
This was sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Niners dismantled the Phillip Rivers-led Colts last night, 48-27. Brock Purdy had 5 touchdowns on the night. And the Lakers hear the game right on San Diego Sports 760 tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. Lakers taking on the Suns in Phoenix. This will be the third matchup this year. Battle between last time Dylan Brooks and LeBron got into it, got multiple texts on the night. Luka will be out for this game with the calf strain. Phoenix is favored by 4.5 on the spread, and the point total is set at 228.5. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the GIF master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Oh, it's a very Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you for being here. My name is Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long, celebrating a little early here. It's Christmas Eve, but we're getting down like a peppermint stick right now, if I tell you what.
Getting down like a peppermint stick.
Something like that. I don't know. There it is. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go rapid fire here with a few, Sammy, if that's okay with you, because we missed a lot over the last couple days. Friday night, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. Sammy's my boxing nerd, so I'll let him get into the more technical aspects of this, but I'll just tell you what I thought. Jake Paul looked like a giant bee this entire fight. Now, Jake Paul got in it, and as soon as he started to get a little bit out of breath, he just started falling on the ground. Looked like a total wimp the entire fight, and it was so satisfying watching him get his lights knocked the F out by Anthony Joshua, who you could tell it was the uppercut. Was that in the fourth?
Yeah, the uppercut in the fourth or fifth stung him, and
that ended the fight. And then it was 2 rounds later, I think, that it was the final blow, which was the kind of overhand right after one jab with the left, where it was like Joshua was saying, "Hey, dude, if you want to go down, I'll give you this little one." And Jake Paul didn't go down, so he came around with the right hand hammer and just put him in the dirt. 2 broken bones in his jaw. A very satisfying finish to that, but what I didn't understand was why that lasted so long. It felt like Joshua could have done that in the first or second round.
That's what a lot of people were surprised. Tyler on YouTube saying so satisfying. I was, from a technical standpoint, I was surprised it took Joshua that long because, again, a lot on the line for Joshua. He's setting up. He called out after the fight Tyson Fury, wants to set up that mega showdown for next year. So some people are critical of the fact that it took him 6 rounds. I'll give Joshua a little slack in the sense that every time he got close, Jake Paul was just falling to the mat and was just dropping down, thinking this is the UFC and wrestling, which it's not. After the fight, he's like, if I get my cardio up, I'm going to be a world champ. I said this to Fletch for the show. Have you ever heard Canelo Alvarez or Triple G go, "Hey, if I get my cardio up, I'm going to be a world champ"? They're like, "No, I'm going to walk him down and beat his ass." That's Jake Paul. No business being in the ring there. Some people are giving him credit for lasting. He was on his bike the whole time. It was fantastic seeing Anthony Joshua break his jaw.
Dude, that right hand was crazy. And I will say, Jake Paul, congratulations. That was like $260 million that he put in his pocket.
I'll get a broken jaw for $260.
Same. Anthony Joshua, by the way, very sad story. Out of the $97 million he was promised for this fight, he's only going to collect around $40 million of it because he's not only paying taxes in the United States where that paycheck was tendered, but also in the UK.
At least he wasn't hurt on the night, though. So he's like, that's quick 40.
Yeah, he looked like he was ready for a photo shoot after that fight.
He was at some nightclub in Miami after, I'm sure, having a grand old time.
Which Paul did punch him a couple of times.
You could just tell, every punch that Paul landed, Joshua didn't sting him at all. And when he knew he couldn't hurt him, it was like, that's fine. I'll take some shots just to wake up in the fight.
Well, it was fun. I actually enjoyed watching that entire card. Anderson Silva, the knockout.
Did someone tell Tyron Woodley how to learn to avoid an uppercut?
Like, Tyron Woodley is also a badass. That dude has had some
great
amazing
UFC
fights in the UFC. But then it's like Anderson Silva was not fazed by anything he was doing. And Anderson Silva looks old. Like, he looks his age. And Anderson Silva knocked him the hell out. It was good. And then the 2 ladies that were fighting right before Jake Paul. And
Alicia Baumgartner, and I forget the other lady's name.
Pretty good fight, too. Good fight. It was a good card. I give Jake Paul a lot of credit here. It's the fact that he's able to put these things together and put this much money in all their pockets. I thought it was interesting that the women's fight was going as long as men's fights usually do. It seems like they're fighting for that. The commentators did mention a couple times, they're like, oh, this fight should already be over. They're obviously not used to these extended rounds and the longer fight, but I thought it was fun to watch that entire card. So entertainment value, A+. Good job, Jake Paul. And watching you get knocked out,
that will be a clip that will be on rerun for a long time.
God, it was such a good punch, Sammy. It was such a good punch. All right. Speaking of a gut punch, the Aztecs against Arizona. So I did pregame for that game, and I did halftime for that game. And I'll say, from the entire part of the broadcast I was a part of, Aztecs played a hell of a basketball game.
First half, they're fantastic.
First half, that defense was the most Brian Dutcher-like defense this team has looked all year long. They had Arizona completely out of rhythm. They weren't able to do that little high-low game that Arizona loves to do. They figured out what Arizona was trying to do, and they counteracted it, and they were extremely focused on rebounding. And they looked great. I think Arizona had like 5 or 6 offensive boards in the first 3 or 4 possessions of the game. After that, through the first half, I don't think they had any. So it's like San Diego State executed the game plan perfectly in the first half, and then something changed. And it was with about 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the first half. Dutch got the technical foul. All of a sudden, that spawns an 8-0 run for Arizona, who takes a lead going into halftime by 1 point. And in the second half, it was all Arizona. I'm not really sure what happened with the Dutch technical and if that was kind of the momentum shift. But obviously, in the second half, Arizona was much more focused, and San Diego State went back to just shooting contested jumpers instead of doing what was working in the first half, which was getting the ball inside and making sure Arizona was limited to 1 shot per possession. And then Arizona just had their way with them the rest of the way.
To that end, like piggyback on everything you said, it was a shame. Basketball, we all know, is a game of runs. In that minute and 45 left in the first half, I'm sitting there watching the game going, okay, Aztecs up 7-8. Like this is something you knew Arizona was going to go on a run, but you wanted some cushion. So when they did, you could call some timeouts. When they took the lead going into half, it did feel like, even though it was a 1-point game, all the wind was kind of let out of the sails. And there's only so much. Like, it's a testament to how great Brian Dutcher is as a coach that they were able to have an excellent game plan against a team that has 3 legit NBA prospects on the team. But at some point, when you're playing a team like that, you just have to have guys make shots. And it comes down to, you throw out the game plans, you throw out the perfect plays. Plays can only do you so much. At some point, you got to have a guy who's just going to rise up and hit a tough shot over an elite defender. And unfortunately, in the second half, Arizona came out hair on fire. Aztecs looked shell-shocked. And once it got to about a 10-point game, it just felt like the Aztecs didn't have the offense with Bird and Reese and Waters. It not totally clicking from a just superstar scorer standpoint. It's that game is a microcosm of the Aztec season. You see the talent. You see the potential at times that they could be a really good team, but right now they're not having big time scorers step up and close games. We'll see if that can change when they get to the Mountain West, but I really feel like that game was a microcosm of the season so far.
Yeah, what's frustrating is like the defense did the job, right? Because Arizona scores 90 points a game, or 90 points per game on the season. They only scored 68 against the Aztecs. Right. Here's the problem. San Diego State scoring over 80 points a game. They scored 45. It's just not something that can happen. And I look to the big 3. I look to Reese Waters. I looked at Miles Bird. I looked at Magoo and Guath, and none of them had any moment in that game where you're like, oh, that's the best player on the Aztecs team.
Right.
And so if that's not going to happen, unfortunately, Arizona is the level of competition you're going to face in March Madness if you want to get this team where it should go to. And if that's going to happen, I don't know what the chances are.
And when you're playing in Arizona or Michigan, to what you just said, elite defensive teams, the way to beat teams like that is you have to have a guy. You have to have one guy that they're changing the game plan. They're like, all right, well, we're going to double it. We're going to force the ball out of his hands and make someone else beat you.
And we've seen all 3 of those guys I just mentioned be that guy at times.
That's why I think, like, checking message boards, people frustrated. That's why it's frustrating. It's one thing if the Aztecs just don't have a guy like that, but they do. You think, because we've seen to what you just said, at times in all 3 of those guys' careers, you've been like, that guy's a bona fide star. Was it Reese and Waters against Gonzaga a couple years ago where he had that huge game? Miles Bird, we saw it for spurts last year. Magoo and Guath at times has been an elite level scorer. That's why it was tough when you're like, one of these, like, it was a terrible night to have all 3 guys not bring it offensively. And unfortunately, you saw what happened in the second half.
All right, let's get to some of these comments here before we get to long shots. Sammy, you got some making up to do here. Rich on YouTube saying, I don't think Jim Russell wore a jersey, but he definitely had an Eagles beanie on his first game in Philly.
Same thing.
I'm honestly going to say the Philly or the Eagles beanie might be worse because it also shows you're soft and you need to wear a beanie. Oh my God, are your ears cold?
Be a man and wear a hat.
Oh, poor Jimbo. 858 says Jim did wear Eagle stuff to a game at Lincoln Financial. Also, if he wants to live and not be harmed, he will have to continue wearing Eagles gear.
That's an interesting point.
858 says, wow, Fletch, you need to rent or buy Fletch for Sammy ASAP. You do need to watch that movie. It's fantastic. Chevy Chase at his peak.
All right, it's your last name. It's your kin. I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. It's a fantastic movie. 858 says, is Uncle Buck a Christmas movie? It gives Christmas vibes. I'll say that. Have you seen Uncle Buck?
I've not seen
John
Uncle
Candy.
Buck.
It's also great.
Okay.
It gives Christmas vibes, but I don't know if it's a Christmas movie. It's more like a Thanksgiving movie, I feel.
Well,
like.
that's okay. So I heard last night someone was talking about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles being a Christmas movie. It's really a Thanksgiving movie. Like Meet the Parents is a Thanksgiving movie. If in my estimation, I don't know why I feel that, but it feels like more of a Thanksgiving movie than an actual Christmas movie.
I got nipples. Can you milk me?
One of the all-time when he hooks him up to the lie detector test.
It's so good. The entire movie. That's the first movie where they were like, yeah, cringe is going to be its own type of humor.
Oh yeah.
And we're just going to rock with it.
Real quick to Ben Stiller, like think about him in Dodgeball. He's the crazy, like making all the jokes.
Yeah.
And then he's the straight actor in Meet the Parents, and Robert De Niro's the guy that's getting all the laughs. Like he is his range. And then he's directing Severance. Like Ben Stiller, one of the most talented out there.
Tropic Thunder. Groundbreaking. 858.
Tug
when the brother-in-law pulls up in the toxic RV in Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase's boss tied up, is pure gold. What a clip!
Yes,
I'm just gonna watch Christmas Vacation a couple times tonight. Maybe some Die Hard afterwards.
Die Hard definitely has. You know what's great that hasn't been mentioned is Violent Night, the one with David Harbour from a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. We're stabbing people with candy canes.
That was awesome.
Kind of a good movie.
Like it's like
just pure violence the entire movie.
It's great, but it's like a fun, like, you know, he's kicking ass the entire time.
I did like that movie. I forgot that existed until you said those words, but I did watch that movie and I actually enjoyed it.
Die Hard's definitely gonna be on the TV tonight. Die Hard 2 as well.
Is Die Hard 2 the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
No, that's 3. That's 3. Die Hard 2 is, remember their it's all Christmassy. It's a whiteout. Remember not to spoil it, but the plane and he lights it.
Yes. Okay. In that one, they're in snow like the entire movie.
The entire movie.
Yes.
That one you could argue is even more Christmas.
Die Hard 2 is really good also. Die Hard 3, they do the puzzle with the water. And that's a fun one too. Die Hard 4 with a vengeance.
Damn, Die
Hard 5. I'm running out of time here.
Die Hard 5 was not quite the first 3.
Die Hard 4 was Timothy Olyphant, right? As the villain, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, the tech one where they're
switching off the traffic lights and everything. That's a good movie. He drives a motorcycle into a helicopter in that movie. Sammy, it's like Fast and the Furious. Just keep getting more absurd. When are we getting the space one? I gotta watch Fred Claus tonight. That's a classic with Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti. Yeah, it's like Tim Allen did the Santa Claus thing, and Vince Vaughn was like, "Hold my beer. I'm gonna do this better." Yeah, in Santa Claus is great. Santa Claus is really good. But it's funny. Fred Claus is like funnier, more for adults. Yeah. All right. It's San Diego Sports 760. Sammy, are you ready to pull off a Christmas miracle? Sammy Claus is here and he's giving out gifts to the children. It's so funny. Sammy goes on such a hot streak, gives me the encouragement to up my bet on long shots. And then as soon as I do, hold on. You said I'm upping my bet. I said fantastic. I'm not gonna unit shame you. We don't unit shame on Fletch and Sammy. Doubling it again. Let's go. Long shots next. San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you. Our buddy Tyler on YouTube saying mini games to pick from for today's long shots: NHL, college basketball, some bowl games, NBA, Christmas Day football games. Sammy, we got a lot to pick from here.
We have a lot to get to pick from. Now, this is the last one of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually an all NFL parlay.
I love it. That's where you make your money.
Yeah, the NFL,
and tennis.
And tennis, Carlos Alcaraz. Like I can't even begin to express the show's love for Carlos Alcaraz and the bank accounts. Like if we ever got to interview Carlos Alcaraz, I mean, could you imagine?
That'd be awesome.
Because the amount of money he's made, the greater San Diego area is just through the roof.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he had 2 girlfriends at one time. One of them was Brooks Nader. Do I have that right?
Well, no,
Brooks Nader was dating both guys.
Brooks Nader was dating Alcaraz and Sinner
at the same time,
and they were
playing each other.
Number 1 and 2 seeds in the U.S. Open. So
it was the movie Challengers in real life.
Yeah. So when Alcaraz would be playing, she'd be hanging with Sinner. When Sinner would be playing, he'd be hanging with Alcaraz, and then I think she just picked the winner.
That's cool. Man, that's a cool spot to be in. 2025 was a hell of a year, guys. All right, before we get to long shots here, if we have 15 seconds, let's make it this. Thank you to everybody who's listened to this show. This was mine and Sammy's first full year doing this together. We've had a ton of fun doing this. We appreciate each and every single one of you that not only listens and has fun with us, but also follows along with long shots. This has been great for us. Now, I will say, Sammy, we just got some news that the year 2026 is going to be even better because there is a certain entity here in San Diego that is legendary that will become a part of this show in 2026. Valley View Casino is on the Fletch Zone starting in 2026. We can't wait for all of you to experience Valley View Casino with us. We're going to be doing some stuff out there. There's a certain golf course that's right across the street from Valley View Casino that is a ton of fun. So get ready for 2026 because this show, we love a couple of things. One of them is gambling. And Valley View Casino is about as better place of anywhere in the world that you could do it at. So get ready for 2026. We're going to have some fun out of Valley View Casino and Hotel. Sammy, with that being said, smash it.
You looking for some luck? Want to win big? Gotta play big.
You are so money and you don't even know it.
Time to take a chance.
Pay that man his money.
With long shots.
All right, Sammy, where are we heading?
858 wants 2 long shots.
Uh-oh.
Maybe there's a little Christmas present at the end of the show for everyone.
Maybe at 1:45 we'll do something special.
Little Christmas.
Maybe some Fletch shots.
Some Fletch shots.
I can get in the mix. Although I gave Sammy one this weekend that absolutely tanked. Was terrible.
Can I tell you something?
You didn't place it.
I didn't place it.
Good for you. That was the smart move.
It wasn't that I didn't like your analysis of it. It's just it was a little too red demon-y for me.
Yeah, I get that, but I really thought that was going to be nails. It did not happen. Sammy, where are we going with long shots?
All right, we got a little NFL parlay here. All right, we're gonna start with I keep saying Thanksgiving. The Christmas slate. Christmas slate is not very good. It's listen.
Yeah, your stupid Chiefs are playing on it with half their team.
Don't call them stupid. Okay, outside of the fact that Clark Hunt is moving to Kansas, which is beyond dumb and makes no sense. But that's something we get.
Chiefs are really pulling the Chargers, huh? They're looking up to Dean and saying, "You're our shining example."
No. We would never abandon.
They're moving states, Sammy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's stupid. Not really because of that. It's stupid because of the history and tradition. All right.
Oh yeah.
Washington, Dallas. Dak Prescott more than 271.5 pass yards. You're going. That's kind of a high number, Sammy, against a divisional opponent. Why are you doing that? Because Dak Prescott has said, they asked him about, they're like, is there thought to resting starters and trying to get a better draft pick, considering the Cowboys basically, after trading Micah Parsons, are looking toward the future? Dak Prescott was basically like, F that. Like, no, I've sat on enough time with injury, and he's also had an exceptional season, despite the fact that the Cowboys defense has been terrible. Dak Prescott, I think, has reminded a lot of people that he is a big-time quarterback, and we'll be looking forward for next year. More than 271.5 passing yards. The Washington defense is not great. He did not hit this number last week, but that was because the Chargers defense, Chargers secondary is fantastic. He did get 244 in that game. I expect him to put on a show with a lot of people watching on Christmas. More than 271.5 pass yards for Dak Prescott. Let's go to the afternoon game. Minnesota-Detroit. Jared Goff, less than 32.5 pass attempts. I think this is a Lions blowout. Like, he's hit the over on yards in the last 5 games, and Lions, a game that we haven't even got to, that we'll get to in hour 2, that crazy game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 offensive PIs, and he laterals it back.
Lions won that game. I cannot be convinced otherwise.
Yeah, the first OPI was pretty aggressive. I did not agree with that at all. The second one I think was. But anyway, I think they're going to come out their hair on fire. They're still alive for the postseason, but they have to win this game. Brosmer is starting for the Vikings. I think they get a big lead early in this one. Jared Goff, they're handing it off to Jahmyr Gibbs. So less than 32.5 pass attempts for Jared Goff. All right, Buffalo, Philly on Sunday. Really fun game. More than 82.5 rush yards for Saquon Barkley. People aren't really paying attention the last 3 games. He had a huge game against the Chargers. He's hit his over in 2 of the last 3 games. And the game he didn't hit his over, he was at 78 yards. Very close.
And they were beating the snot out of the Raiders.
Exactly. And they kind of sat him. Saquon is quietly been getting it going. Now, whether you believe in the Eagles offense as a whole, they had a kind of a sluggish game against Washington, then blew them apart in the second half on Saturday night. But Saquon Barkley is getting better. They're getting back to the foundation, which is running the football. Nick Sirianni is finally doing something right with that offense. Saquon Barkley, more than 82.5 rush yards. I think he's going to want to show out James Cook, who had a big game last time they played in Philly 2 years ago. And then I'm going to do one more pick.
This is going to hit. Those 3 are going to hit. Are you sure you want to do one more? You want to save it for 145?
We're going to save it for 145.
That's going to hit. That lineup is nailed, Sammy.
All right, let me recap. Dak Prescott, more than 271.5 pass yards. Jared Goff, less than 32.5 passing attempts. Saquon Barkley, more than 82.5 rush yards against that Buffalo Bills defense.
I guarantee it.
You know what that is? That's
not a money back guarantee, but I do guarantee that I think that's going to hit.
Ben Fletcher is going to refund all of your bets.
Whoa, for the podcast. That is not true. That's not admissible by court without written permission for consent from the NFL and all the trademarked equities or whatever.
I can't believe you kind of got through that.
A little bit. All right, it's San Diego Sports 760. We're going to take a quick break. We still got a whole nother hour of this to go.
We got a lot to go.
Coming up in hour number 2, friend of the show, maybe the best friend of the show over this past year. Big Stan Lazinski is going to be jumping on here a day early because we're not on the air tomorrow. And we got plenty more to get to. Keep those texts rolling in. 858 says my birthday is on the 26th, so I'm going to need a special B-Day parlay. You know what? 858, one specifically for you coming up in hour number
858, what's your name, bro? We got to shout you out, dude.
Yes, and happy birthday indeed.
Happy birthday.
San Diego Sports 760. That's hour number 1. One more hour coming up next.
The sport is furnished by Genuine. Niners had a big win over the Phillip Rivers-led Colts last night, 48-27. Brock Purdy had 5 touchdowns with 295 yards passing. On the night, they will be taking on Chicago next Sunday night. You hear the Lakers tonight right here on San Diego Sports 760. That game gets going at 6. They'll be in Phoenix taking on the Suns. This comes after a couple weeks ago. Dylan Brooks and LeBron getting into it with multiple techs on the floor. Luka will be out tonight with a calf strain. Phoenix is currently a 4.5-point favorite. The support has been furnished by Genuine.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
Not like other guys.
Where are we going in sports?
Sound off like you got a pair.
Well, at last, the NFL playoff picture is clearer.
Herbert hands to Hampton. Hampton walks into the end zone. Touchdown. Chargers. Throws back in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Carolina. Trevor takes it. Runs to the right. Runs it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Or maybe not.
Touchdown. Jalen Warren. Another 45-yard touchdown for a Pittsburgh Steelers score.
It was 49ers Colts to finish the NFL weekend.
Throws it in near pylon, and it's caught by McCaffrey. Touchdown, 49ers.
The Aztecs get healthy on a Monday afternoon on the Mesa.
Ahead for Davis. Now Compton, look out. Pharaoh Compton, another slam. He's got 15, a career high.
The college football playoff is underway with 2 classics.
Alabama, a winner over the Sooners in Norman.
Miami wins their first ever college football playoff game on the road.
We won't talk about the other 2. Plus,
Anthony Joshua, less than 8.5 fight time minutes.
It's not like, the worst thing in the world.
Marcel Reed, quarterback for Texas A&M, more than 36.5 rush yards.
Not a chance in hell.
Trinidad Chambliss, more than 287.5 pass yards, quarterback for Ole Miss.
Do not worry.
Justin Herbert, less than 245.5 pass yards for the Chargers.
I think it's a lot worse in America.
And Lamar Jackson, more than 249.5.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
a busy weekend to react to. We look at it all from the studios of San Diego Sports 760 inside the Fletch Zone.
Yeah, it's hour number 2 here on San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long, wishing you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Plenty to get to still here in hour number 2. Stan Lazinski is going to be joining us in just a minute to answer any final fantasy football questions you have for the coming near end of the fantasy football season. Next week is the championships in most leagues. I wouldn't know. Sammy, are you in the championship of the work league?
We are in the work championship.
Are you about to say we am?
Hitman Hayes was on our is next. Actually, the program director of Star is our next victim. Eddie Papani was in our crosshairs this week. We had to take him out. So if you're a loyal listener of him, feel free to hit his text line or whatever he has and let him know he sucks at fantasy football. Hitman Hayes is next. We're coming for him. Dom and I, fantasy football championship.
Not that it matters for anything, but this is just so how my fantasy football year has gone so far. Did you see the point output that I had over the weekend in our work league when I was already eliminated from the postseason?
No, did you have a big week?
I had the biggest week anyone's had all season long. Is what I had, Sammy.
It sucks when you win in the loser. Like, this is not even making a joke. When you are out of your fantasy football playoffs and then you put up a huge thing, there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, it's awful. In fact, I had a league this year where I had the number 1 point scored of the entire season, didn't even make the playoffs. And then I had this league where my team was pretty good all year. And then I had my biggest scoring output that anyone has had all season long in the second round of the postseason that I was not involved in. So that's very, very fun. But Sammy, you get to ask all the questions you want to Stan Lazinski. And speaking of, Stan's been a real present for our show, I would say, so far this season.
Yes, he has.
And Sammy Long, you got me a little present.
Fletch got me a gift too.
So I just sent you some Christmas music that we could use to liven this up.
Let's get a little.
Maybe we drop that in.
Let me grab this real
Sure,
quick.
It'll take a second. We can ramp for a little bit here. But the questions are already rolling in for Stan Lazinski. So you can either do that on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760. You can do it on the text line 70470. Start your message with team and get all those questions in.
What's the best gift you ever got?
It's probably bad that I have to think about it, huh?
No, but like, is there a gift that like stands out that you're like,
My wife got me a Coors Light refrigerator one time. That was pretty cool. I feel like.
What do you mean a Coors Light like it's like It has like Coors Light on the outside?
No, it's shaped like a gigantic can of Coors Light.
Oh, I like that.
And then it's refrigerated. So you can I think it holds like 24 beers. That one's pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
1 year for Christmas, Santa brought me a bike.
Santa Claus.
I remember that one.
Santa got that down the chimney.
Yeah.
Santa always came correct.
But I have a feeling whatever's in this bag is going to be the best Christmas present I've ever gotten. So, Sammy, I'm going to kick this off because I'm impatient and I like presents. And Sammy got me a hat. Sammy got me a hat that has a donkey on the front that says badass. And I like to think that's because Sammy looks up to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And he thinks I'm a badass.
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
So I went shopping and I was like, you know what? I always get Fletch alcohol.
This is awesome.
I always get Fletch alcohol, and I was like, I gotta get something different because we always end up getting alcohol. And then there was a hat section at, I believe it was Nordstrom.
Sure.
And it said King, and I thought I could get you King because you always make fun of me for how I say King too much.
Hi, King. Talking about Mahomes.
But then I thought, let's get badass. Look at that hat.
Look at this.
Look at that stud right there.
Get on over to the stream. It fits nice. It looks cool.
Hell yeah.
What are the kids leave the tags on it, right? To make it even cooler.
Yeah, you look retro.
Perfect. I'm gonna leave this on.
I'm glad you like it. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna get it, but yeah.
All right, so it's funny you said the thing about alcohol because Sammy, we went top shelf this year for Christmas, and I got you my favorite bottle of booze that I've ever had.
Oh my Lord!
This is Whistle Pig 10 year.
Oh. This will be getting broken into tonight.
This is liquid gold. This is not to be in any way, shape, or form mixed with anything other than ice.
Oh, this is fantastic. Little rye whiskey. Thank you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to break this out for the last segment. We got some cups out there.
We got some ice in the freezer. But that is like legitimately some of my favorite liquid that has ever touched my mouth, and now you get to have it too.
Oh my God. Thank you, bud.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Sammy Claus came in clutch. Look at this hat. Check it out on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760. For the first time in my life, I'm considered a badass.
You've always been a badass.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. All right, let's get to the big three. Enough of this mushy crap. Let's get to sports. Super Bowl, football. Sammy, smash.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? I mean, coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
That is becoming a drop as soon as we get back.
Because I'm a badass. You see? You get it? All right, Sam, where we go with the big three?
Oh, that was fantastic. So get this. I don't know if people saw this story. This broke this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll, obviously on the hot seat. People don't know if he's still going to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. James Palmer, the NFL reporter, said everyone, quote, has their eye on Brady if Pete Carroll is fired to be head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Would you like that move?
Wait,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Tom Brady, there is people around the league, quote.
Okay, when I read this story, I read it differently maybe because I just saw that little quote that everyone has their eye on Brady. I did not see the part where it says to be their next head coach.
Yes.
I thought that meant assuming Tom Brady was the one to bring down the hammer to fire Pete Carroll. You're saying to be the next head coach.
I think to be the head coach.
I mean, might as well throw it out, give it a shot. Sure, Tom, if you want to do that too. Goodness gracious, does this just get more annoying by the day? The dude signed a 10-year, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of contract with Fox, and then he was an owner, and then that got weird, and now I'm kind of getting sick of the Tom Brady, if I'm being honest.
I just don't get. It's like
who's the guy on ESPN now who was the interim head coach for a second? What's
Jeff Saturday?
Jeff Saturday. That didn't go too well,
and I don't get how. Like, I actually got to, like, I like Brady as a commentator. I actually think he's gotten a lot better.
Much better.
Than how when he debuted. There's always been a thought in coaching. Like, why is Steve Kerr a great coach for the Warriors? There's always been the thought of that you were a role player. Exactly. You were a role player. You were not the star. It was always thought of that guys like Brady, guys like Kobe, guys like that were masters at what they did, Michael Jordan, couldn't be coaches because guess what? No one's ever going to work as hard as them. No, but like very few players have the drive that a Kobe Bryant had or a Tom Brady had to be the greatest. Michael Jordan, guys like this. Like, you see role players, you see guys. I mean, I know the big bad Dodgers, but look at Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts was not a superstar in the MLB. You look at managers, coaches, guys like that who were not superstars. I don't like this if I'm Tom Brady. I'm going to sit back and make my money in the booth. I wouldn't touch the Raiders. Not that I think the Raiders is a terrible job, because they're in the running for Fernando Mendoza. They got some nice young talent with Bowers and Gentry and Max Crosby. But I wouldn't be if I was Brady, I'd be like, absolutely not. I would want my ownership piece and would be doing what I am doing. But certainly the NFL would love it for the storylines.
I kind of hate it. All right, what's next?
Let's head to college football. We didn't get a chance to talk about this over the weekend. So college football first round, you have Alabama and Miami pull the upsets in the first 2 rounds. And then you had some clunkers. Tulane was dreadful against Ole Miss. James Madison put up a lot of points, but a lot of it came in garbage time. And Nick Saban had a quote last week talking about how you wouldn't let a AAA team in the MLB playoffs. Was this enough for you to say we don't need Power 5 teams in the non-Power 5 teams in the playoff?
All right, so there's kind of 2 separate conversations having around here. I do see some people blaming James Madison and Tulane for how this first round came out, and I'm like, what are they supposed to do? Say no to extra money for themselves and their program? No, that's silly. The blame should be on the way this is set up by college football. I do think that one group of 5 position needs to be protected. I do firmly believe that, because every once in a while, and it might not be every year, obviously it wasn't this year, but every once in a while you're going to have a team out of the group of 5 who is good enough to compete on this stage. I think it was Boise State last year. But let's be very honest, Boise State should have beat Oregon in the regular season, and they had the firepower at least.
They competed in that game against Penn State. Absolutely. The final score was not indicative of how close that game was.
So every once in a while you're going to have one of those teams, the UCF from, what was that, a decade ago now, that deserves to be there on the national stage. This year, obviously, it wasn't it. Is that going to get worse moving forward with NIL? Potentially, but I do think a group of 5 spot needs to be protected in the college football playoff. Having both of them in does feel a little ridiculous, especially when there's a team like Notre Dame sitting out there who definitely would have been a better match. Going to the Alabama game for a second. Oklahoma, what the hell are we doing? You had that game by the short and curlies, and every opportunity you had after going up, they were up double digits, right? And
they're up 17.
Yeah.
By the way, with Brett Venables, who's a defensive head coach.
The fact that you allowed Alabama back in that game, you've let down the entire country. I want you to know that, Oklahoma. We are all anti-Sooner now for the rest of the way. I actually thought Miami and Texas A&M was a good game, albeit boring, but it was a good football game.
It was a thrilling end.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know what? First round, good enough. Second round, hoping for some fireworks, especially that Miami-Ohio State game. I actually kind of think Miami might be able to do it.
Both games, like, are going to be great second round games. I think we could actually see some upsets in the second round. In regards to the non-Power 4, Power 5 schools, I hear what you're saying about it's cool that one gets reserved. Like, as being a San Diego State alum, it would be awesome to see San Diego State get in and play. But if we're all being honest with ourselves, a lot of these teams just simply don't belong on the field with top competition. I mean, let's imagine had there not been group of 5 teams that got in. We would have seen Notre Dame against Ole Miss, which would have been fantastic. We would have seen either Texas or Vanderbilt or possibly even USC against Oregon. And those would be big time matchups that people would be like, oh, wow, I want to see Texas, Oregon. I mean, 2 of the biggest brands in college football. And I don't want to ice out, non-Power 5 Power 4 teams. But my problem is this is not college basketball, where despite the fact that Duke has maybe 4 guys going to the NBA and they all got blue chip prospects, a small school could have a player that, whether it's because of grades, whether it's because of opportunity, could be playing at a school like that and could drop 40 points and beat them.
Meanwhile, Georgia has 2 separate defenses that are all going to be better than pretty much any defense out of the group of 5.
Right. If you took James Madison's roster, who they played Oregon, and said, you get to pick how many guys would be starters on the Oregon team from James Madison, there would not be one.
Yeah.
Maybe one from the receiver would be the number 3, the number 1 receiver for James Madison. It just shows you the talent disparity, and it's a shame to see sometimes, because the college football playoff could be so much better than it is so far this season.
I would imagine this conversation probably starts to go away once they inevitably add more teams, which is happening.
Right.
So once it gets to 16, I still think it should just be one group of 5 teams.
One I can get with, because to your point, you have your UCFs who are undefeated, and you're like, I want to see if they can run it. But 2 of 4 games are lopsided games.
And it almost needs to be a program like a Boise State, who year after year at least has the lines to compete.
Right.
Like Boise State's offensive line is never going to be bad.
Right.
They are so good at recruiting that position.
And they play real competition.
Exactly. So I do feel bad that James Madison and Tulane are somehow being blamed for this. I don't really get that. Like,
it's not their fault.
They had amazing seasons. They got invited to the dance. So why are we now blaming those two teams for not having as good of athletes, essentially is what it comes down to, or not having as good of NIL as some of these schools is what it comes down to. And that feels a little bit unfair to me. But college football needs to take steps towards college basketball, I think, where you do have a little bit more opportunity. Like Gonzaga plays in a nothing conference. Gonzaga is one of the powers of college basketball. So I look at it as college football doesn't need to just ignore the group of five. They need to somehow be able to prop them up a little bit better.
Or let them play in a different bracket. I know that sounds dumb, but it's
relegation isn't actually a terrible idea for college football. You take the worst of the Power Five, move them down after a year.
Right,
you
and
take
let
the
them
best
play.
of the group of five, move them up after a year, and that's how the money split works.
And let them earn it. Because when James Madison has one of the weakest strength of schedules in the entire country and you throw him in the college football playoff, it's tough. Quick hitting story number 3. Let's go to that Sunday night game. Drake May and the Patriots come back on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar goes down in that game. Should John Harbaugh be on the hot seat and be fired? A lot of people are criticizing him after not giving Derrick Henry a carry in the fourth quarter and probably not making the playoffs.
I actually think Ryan Clark had the best take on this of anybody. It was actually on the pregame show yesterday for Monday Night Football, and he said when he was playing, he used to circle 3 weeks on the calendar every year. Bye week, week they were playing the Ravens, and whatever week the Super Bowl was. He was like, those were my 3 things I was manifesting each and every year. And he said the Ravens were circled because I knew whoever I was playing after that game was going to get the weakest version of me. So I wanted to make sure that my training regimen and everything was ready to go. But the Ravens don't have that fear that they strike into people anymore. And I actually don't even look to the offense. Mark Andrews getting a ton of smack today. Lamar Jackson missed the last, 2 quarters of that game, missed the entire second half.
They missed the entire second half, part of the second quarter.
So, like, you look at the Ravens, and I'm not even going to put this on the offense. I'm going to put it on the fact that their defense is no longer scary. And for them to play in the division that they play in, and for John Harbaugh being a defensive head coach, it's a little inexcusable. So, yeah, Harbaugh should be on the hot seat.
I think he should be on the hot seat. It's hard for me, though, to actually fire him. I think he's going to have his job saved because of the fact that Lamar's been in and out of the lineup. Derrick Henry not getting a carry when you're up 11 is just... Fletch and I, all of our listeners, everyone can sit there on the sideline and realize, let's give Derrick Henry the ball when you have a 2-score lead. That's inexcusable. But the injuries to the defense, the injuries to Lamar in and out of the lineup, I think he will have his job saved. But that division is fascinating because 3 weeks ago, Fletch, we're talking about Mike Tomlin looking like he's going to be fired. And then all of a sudden they ripped off.
Steelers are back, baby.
I mean, now the Lions game, they probably should have lost. The Ravens game, they probably should have lost after that likely touchdown got called back. But it is just amazing how the NFL comes at you fast. And if I'm the Ravens, I get rid of Harbaugh for what? For Brian Dable?
Who are you going to go get? Exactly right. All right, coming up next, that Lions-Steelers game, by the way, is going to go down in some NFL history books because literally the greatest non-touchdown I've seen in my lifetime happened in that game. We'll talk about it on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. DJ Sammy Longstockings has been spinning some Christmas beats today.
DJ Sammy Longstockings.
We like it a lot. We really do. It's the stocking stuffing time of season, you stocking stuffers. So welcome in. It's the Fletch Zone, San Diego Sports 760. Questions are flying in for Stan Lazinski. A lot of you in your fantasy football championships. Congratulations. Must be nice. But keep those coming in. Stan's going to be joining us here in about 5 minutes. I did want to get to some of these texts that are just about fun show stuff. We got Marcos, whose birthday is coming up on the 26th, saying, can we please include the Saints in his birthday long shots, which is coming up at 1:45.
Marcos, we love you, bro. We love that you listen, but like
Saints are going to be tough.
We want to win, and betting Saints offensive overs is not always the smartest move.
I mean, Olave has been on fire this year. Maybe we do something with him, but we'll see.
Maybe Chris can get it over.
760 Fletch, congratulations to your Niners for whooping up on my Colts. Love the show, boys. Merry Christmas from Indy Drew.
Indy Drew,
thank you for being here, pal. We appreciate you listening each and every single day. 858 says, remember how I asked you guys if purposefully losing on the last week of the season to secure your homie's playoff spot was collusion? Well, we did it, and it worked. We're both in the championship, and we're splitting the plot. That is so soft, dude. 858, thank you for being here. Splitting the pot is akin to Jim Russell wearing an Eagles beanie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is so soft. Don't split the pot. No, double down. Make a side bet with your boy. It's your homie. You need to make this hurt. You need to have confidence in your squad to go in there and beat the crap out of him, dude. I would never, ever, ever, ever split a pot. It's the most un-Christmas-like thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. First off, because it's my boy, I want to beat them even worse.
Thank you.
I'm going to be more upset. Like I
wanted to knock your boy out of the playoffs. I think that was soft to begin with.
In our iHeart Fantasy League, I was like, Dom, one of our sales guys, Dom and I are on a team together. I was like, there's no way we're losing to Fletch because Fletch is the tightest person I'm tightest with in the entire
pause.
Okay, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, you don't have to make it weird.
Too late.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But sure, 858, that's soft. Don't split the pot.
Yeah, don't split the pot.
Double down. Make a side bet with him.
Well, also, what is the pot? Is this like, this is not like a circuit thing where it's like, hey, you know what? You want to split a pot where you're just going to take home 500 grand?
Right. Well, we went in on that together.
Right.
It's like you and Dom splitting the pot if you guys win the championship. You went in on it together. This is head to head. Split nothing. Take everything. That is the motto of this show in 2026.
Split everything. Yeah, take everything. Conquer. You ever watch Gladiator?
Of course.
He wasn't like, let's not kill each other at the end.
Shake hands. No, I'm going to cut your stupid head off.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Joaquin Phoenix, look out, bud.
I understand it's a season of giving, but there's a line, and you've crossed that line. You give presents to your children, not to your friends. You need to cut their heads off like Maximus would.
Yeah. Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Sure. Which is going to be the name of my firstborn son. I made that promise long ago.
That would be the greatest name for a kid of all time.
What if that's just the middle name? All three of his names
Maximus
are just
Decimus
the middle
Meridius.
name. So it's some like, I don't know, Robert Maximus.
No, it's got to be like Royal. Maximus Decimus Meridius the 15th.
Well, speaking of Royal, Stan Lazinski of the Royal St. George family is going to be joining us on the other side. He's been helping us out with fantasy football all year long. Championship weekend is among us. Big Stan on the other side at San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This sport is sponsored by ChooseChangeCA.org. 49ers had a big win last night on Monday Night Football, 48-27. Purdy had 5 touchdowns on the night. They'll be taking on the Chicago Bears this weekend. And then tonight, you hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760. Lakers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. No Luka Doncic in this one after he suffered a calf strain in their last game. Dylan Brooks versus LeBron should get heated like it did last time. Phoenix is currently a 4.5-point favorite. Austin Reeves is questionable, looking like he'll be making his return tonight. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery for opioid or stimulant addiction and embrace new beginnings. The company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven treatment provider near you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
San Diego Sports 760. Sammy just mentioned it, but we got Lakers basketball tonight right here on San Diego Sports 760. They're going on the road to take on the Suns. Pregame coverage at 5:45 right here on your home for the Lakers in San Diego. San Diego Sports 760. Should be a good game tonight, huh? Some bad blood between these teams.
Yeah, it's if you're looking for a little fun December matchup, Dylan Brooks and LeBron. Round 2 was really fun. The last 2 matchups. So
drop the gloves, dude.
They got close like a couple weeks ago.
I want to see LeBron in an actual fist fight. Can we, none of this like posing, none of this just shoving. I want to see an actual throwdown, bloody knuckles
he would
fight.
Beat Dylan Brooks' ass, even at 41.
Dylan Brooks is kind of maybe he's all bark, no bite. I don't know.
That's what, because the problem with Dylan Brooks is when he walks away when his team's losing, but his team's winning, then he talks S.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Stan Lazinski, the man who never walks away, the man who steps up to every fight, the man who owns and operates and is the CEO, the janitor, and everything else in between of DynastyPriceCheck.com is on with us right now. Stan, hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holiday season. How is everybody doing?
Oh, we're doing great, Stan. Better now that you're here. We got a ton of questions piling in on the text line and on YouTube, but the one that we must start off with is, what is your favorite holiday time movie?
Ooh, that is a good question. I know this is going to sound a little bit cliche, but I think we got to stick with Die Hard. You know, it's a great
excellent answer.
Excellent answer.
Great one.
Maybe Sammy and I are in the minority, but it sounds like you are too, Stan. But Die Hard is absolutely a Christmas movie. And anybody who says it isn't can just eat a bag of coal for Christmas. All right, Stan, let's get some of these fantasy football questions coming in. Find Stan on all social media at Dynasty Price Check. And also go to DynastyPriceCheck.com. Stan will run your fantasy football team for you next year if you want him to. But from the 858, we'll just go from the top down here. I need to start a defense, Stan. I know you don't like them, but Texans, Seahawks, or Rams?
We got to be going with the Seattle Seahawks again. I know it wasn't their best defensive performance against a red-hot Rams team in the game of the year, might I say. But I'm going to roll it back with the Seahawks this week. No problem there.
858's asking, need a PPR flex, Romeo Doubs, Emeka Egbuka, Zach Charbonnet, or Michael Carter?
Ooh, it's a tough one. You know, to be completely frank, I actually don't mind rolling out Zach Charbonnet. I'm going to sound like the world's biggest homer right here, but I do see a good opportunity for him as a goal line back. As you saw last week, he gave you 17.5 fantasy points, being exclusively used heavily in the red zone here. Now we also have a matchup against the Carolina Panthers where I do believe Seattle should be the favorite. Although the Panthers have been playing well, I think we'll get some touchdowns out of that game.
All right, Tyson on YouTube saying, Stan, do I ride with Breece Hall or do I throw in either Chris Rod Jr. or Woody Marks over Breece from Tyson in his fantasy football Super Bowl?
You know, I feel actually totally fine rolling out Chris Rodriguez this week. It's been a little bit of a committee backfield over there in Washington, but what is our one rule of fantasy this year? If you are playing the Dallas Cowboys, you are most likely starting those guys, and they've got a nice matchup on Thursday for their Christmas showdown against the Cowboys.
Another 858 is asking, start 2 at running back, Kenneth Gainwell, Ashton Genty, Zach Charbonnet, and Michael Carter. So similar to the other question.
You know, I know Ashton Genty is on that Raiders offense, but I am going to roll him out. He's quietly still RB16. It looks like a mini matchup of the toilet bowl this week for the Giants and the Raiders competing for the top picks in this draft. So I am going to roll out Ashton Genty. And the other one we're going to go ahead and take there. Sorry, remind me, who was the first one on that list? That's who I was going to go.
It was Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell, absolutely. He's been too good to ignore these last few weeks. And man, that Steelers offense is getting it done on the ground. Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, they both got to be in your lineups this week.
314 is asking if you have any advice on losing in the semifinals. And I'll be honest, I have the same question, Stan, on losing in the semifinals.
Of course, man. You know, I posted a video about this last night. If you want to join the Cope train, come on over to my TikTok. You can roll in misery in the comment section along with hundreds of others, including myself. You know, Ben, you're gonna hear this one. It's tough. It happens to the best of us, guys. If you're hurting out there, I was 14-0, the perfect season, first round bye, leading the league in points for by more than 300 points to even the second place guy. And I took a semifinal exit. The only game I lost all season is the only single elimination game I played all season. So there you go.
It's crazy when you have so many people who, they had one guy who carried them to the fantasy football postseason. And for me, it was Jahmyr Gibbs. And then for Jahmyr Gibbs to have a bad week 2 weeks ago and just completely tank me. I'm not happy about it, Stan. I'm still not happy about it. But I will say this. Early exits in fantasy football are the best possible promotional vehicle to start a dynasty football league, because dynasty is where Stan, obviously, that's where his main expertise is, as well as fantasy football. But dynasty keeps you invested year round. You don't have to worry about the early season exit. And right now, I know, because I'm in a dynasty league with Stan, we're already working on setting up what this offseason is going to look like, which is going to be a chaotic one in our league, Stan.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see all the moves this offseason. I'm already looking forward to that rookie draft, like you mentioned, scouting, getting the players ready. There's a lot of fun prospects coming out here.
First off, where was my invite to the Dynasty League?
This one's a few years old now, Sammy. So this was before Stan was a part of this show, before Sammy was a twinkle in my eye.
Hey, we're spinning up 10 dynasty leagues this offseason with my community. If you guys are looking to join up, let's get everyone involved and do a little San Diego Sports 760 crew.
Oh my God, I could not possibly do another dynasty football league. They're exhausting. But yeah, I'm in.
I'm in. I got a personal question. I don't usually ask the fantasy football personal questions, but I'm in a championship this week in the work league. We're going back and forth. Trevor Lawrence or Caleb Williams. We do have Roma Dunze on the team as well.
Against the Niners? Easy, dude. Trevor Lawrence.
We're going Trevor Lawrence. Absolutely. I'm there with Ben. You know, this Colts this Colts defense hasn't looked their best after giving up a absolute boatload of points to those 49ers this week last night. In fact, but on top of that, Trevor Lawrence, man, this guy has had an incredible second half of the season. Really seems to be clicking with Liam Cohen there now. Jacoby Myers gets the fresh extension. I'm looking forward to what the Jags have to offer this next season.
All right, Stan, we obviously have something coming up here in a couple weeks. Now, obviously, like the Seahawks are going to need to take care of business this week against the Panthers, which the Panthers have been really tough for people. So maybe they can, maybe they can't. Niners need to handle business against the Bears, which the Bears are going to be, they are awesome this year. It's going to be a tough game. But if the Niners and Seahawks both win, it sets up for one of the best final week of the season games in recent memory between the Niners and the Seahawks for the number one seed in the NFC. Stan, I propose this to you.
Please.
If my Niners win, you take a picture with me here in studio with Niners gear on. If your Seahawks win, I will come to wherever you are in the world, and I will take a picture with you in Seahawks gear. Do we have a deal?
Wow. This is the best deal I've ever been proposed. And, you know, I'm going to be rooting even harder for my Seahawks than ever. You've got a deal live on the air. Let's get it done, Ben.
Hell yeah.
Only if both teams win this weekend. Only if that game is for the NFC championship or the NFC
There's a lot of stipulations on this bet.
But if it is for the one seed, whoever wins will wear the other team's gear and pose for a picture.
You're making me want to root for the Niners this weekend, Ben. This is an exciting run we got going here.
This is going to be fun. They're both playing good ball right now. Getting hot at the right time is everything. And I would say all Sammy can do is just watch from the sidelines as his Chiefs are planning on moving states.
First off, I just want to say, and I'm glad Stan can hear this as well. This doesn't apply to the Seahawks. I really hope you guys do go far this year, because we all know that bad man Patrick Mahomes is going to be back in the playoffs, and we know Brock Purdy's kryptonite, or whoever quarterback is wearing that jersey, is if he gets to the Super Bowl. So I'm happy for you that you guys actually have a shot this year.
Oh, spoken like a true broken man, Stan Lazinski. Hey, Stan, genuinely, thank you so much for all your time this year, all the advice you've given out on this very silly show. You've brought a air of class to us, and we appreciate the hell out of you, man. Let's not make it a long off season, huh?
Absolutely, guys. Couldn't be more thankful for you guys having me. It's been awesome interacting with all the fans and with all you guys in the studio. So blessed to be a part of it and can't wait to run it back.
DynastyPriceCheck.com. Go subscribe to whatever Stan's offering. I'm not sure if it's OnlyFans or what it is, but go over to DynastyPriceCheck.com, check it out, and follow him on all the different social channels. Stan has been with us all year long, and we appreciate the hell out of him. All right, we're going to wrap this show up. Coming up next, we do have an additional long shots on today's docket for Marcos, whose birthday is coming up in a couple of days, so we'll get to that on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760. We out. All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, bud.
Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long for a final time here, pre-Christmas, and we'll be back with you next Monday. We're working a full week next week, so get ready for that. But this is about it for us today. So I did promise a Fletch shots in today's show. I'm going to give those out, if that's okay with everybody.
Do I need to do an intro for you?
No, I don't think so. Or if you want to just scream it real quick.
Welcome to Fletch Shots.
That made me tingle a little bit.
That was
Thank
not
you, Sammy.
prepared or done whatsoever. So I'm sorry if I blew out your speakers in the car.
All of these are on Sunday. So I didn't really take into time. I just did things I thought was going to happen. So I do have Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
I think he's going to be in a dogfight against the Carolina Panthers. Both teams obviously with a lot to play for here. Both teams needing a win. So Sam Darnold, I'm going more than 28.5 pass attempts.
Okay. I like that.
He's gone over it in, I believe, each of his last 2 or 3 games. So Sam Darnold, more than 28.5 passing attempts. Because Marcos is who we're doing this for. He's a Saints fan. Chris Olave, more than 69.5 yards. Because I like the number. Nice.
That's called analysis, right?
Chris
there.
Olave has also been on a tear here recently. And then AJ Brown, less than 20.5 receiving yards in his first 2 receptions.
Wow.
Okay. So his first 2 catches are going to amount for less than 20.5 receiving yards. I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this, Sammy. AJ Brown, a lot of times this year is now hitting on those little 5-yard slants where he just kind of falls down right afterwards. Taking a little bit of a gamble.
No, I like it because you know why? Because there's been a concerted effort to get him the ball so he doesn't complain. And it's not like the passing offense has really worked.
Right.
So you've seen a lot of bubble screens, when really the bubble screens should be going to Devontae Smith. He's the faster player. AJ Brown should be your vertical, take deep shots. So I like this. I think that, again, it goes back to Nick Sirianni doing whatever the media tells him to do and what his star receivers tell him to do. So yeah, I like that. Less than 20.5 yards.
In his first 2 catches.
Yes.
Fletch shots. One of these is bound to hit this weekend.
I placed it right now.
Perfect. One of these is bound to hit this weekend. All right, before we get out of here today, Lori on YouTube saying thank you for the great shows this year and Merry Christmas to you guys.
Lori, you're the best.
Lori, thank you for being here. Genuinely, there's no this without you. So thank you, Lori, for being here this year, and we're looking forward to doing it in 2026 with you as well. SD Tyler says, I feel bad for anyone who went against Stafford in the playoffs and were knocked out like I was. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, man, this has been a rough year for fantasy football.
Well, it's the worst in the playoffs at this point. Like if you played Trevor Lawrence 2 weeks ago and Kyle Pitts, you were done.
Right.
If you played Stafford last week, you were done.
Or Puka,
you were done. Like it is so. I think it goes. We always forget this because when you're drafting players, and it's such a long season, you don't know if guys get hurt and if teams are going to perform, but looking at the matchups at the end of the year for the playoffs is crucial because sometimes you look at, like, I only get defenses based on their matchup because you guys have the best defense in the league. But I mean, if you played Denver this week or last week, you got ate up by Jacksonville. So it really is so matchup based in the NFL, just like everything is.
It feels like regular season fantasy football is based on skill. Like if you are a good drafter, you're going to probably make the playoffs,
right? Or
at least have good numbers. But postseason is 100% matchup and luck. And it's whether or not your guy, like Jahmyr Gibbs, who knocked me out, he had a 6-point game. Like Jahmyr Gibbs had his lowest scoring output of the season in the first round of the playoffs, which knocked a lot of people out. So, good luck to everybody who's in the championship. I'm very, very happy for you, despite my thinly veiled attempt to piss people off.
What you got going on for Christmas?
We are going to be hopping in the car tomorrow morning, heading up to Long Beach to spend the holiday with Kendall's family. And then Big Rich and John and myself, we're actually all jumping on a plane the day after Christmas. We're heading to New Mexico for the bowl game that the Aztecs will be playing in coming up this weekend, which is going to be very fun on Saturday. So get ready for that. I've never been to New Mexico, but I'm hoping it has a Outback Steakhouse.
One of our loyal listeners sent a list of things for you. He sent it to me. I will get you in touch with that.
I think I'm going to be in New Mexico for less than 24 hours, but it's going to be the best damn 24 hours.
You got to have some Tex-Mex, right?
I would think so. I think I'm actually going to probably go for a Texas Roadhouse.
But you got a Texas Roadhouse here.
Yeah, but I like Texas Roadhouse a lot.
You know what? I'm going to go on Christmas Day, Applebee's. That's really, I mean, it really brings
you
it home.
Applebee's margarita? They're not bad.
No, the Dollaritas?
They're not bad. All right. Well, that's it for us. John and Jim are standing by one of Jim's final shows, man. Wow. Heavy.
I know, man. To soak up as much Jim Russell as you can. Maybe I wouldn't have said it like that. not soak, but enjoy Jim while you can. Now his Twitter and wrap-up show will still be going on.
That was gross, Sammy. No one wants to do that. It's a Christmas miracle. All right, Sammy has homework over the next few days. He has to watch all of Fletch. Don't worry about Fletch 2. It's a terrible movie. Stranger Things is coming out.
Dude, you see the run times on each episode? Over an hour. Finale's almost 2 hours.
They spent $500 million on this season. Let's party, Duffer Brothers.
Rich, see you next week.
Rich, thank you for being here all year, man. Appreciate you. We'll see y'all later. It's John and Jim next. San Diego Sports 760.